Did you know you could be in the real estate business for 20 years and be running it the same way you were doing it 20 years ago? That's right. I actually know people that have been doing this for the same amount of time that I have, but they're actually still doing transactions and doing the same thing. So the reason we get into real estate, or we actually get into the real estate investing space, is so that over time our life gets easier. So the purpose of this video is to help you understand what the difference is between money, which loves speed, and wealth, which loves time. You have to know the difference, or you could be in real estate for decades and decades and still be doing the exact same thing you were doing when you started. Let's go. Okay, class, it's Kris Haskins with TheRealEstateRoundup.com. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. And so I was thinking about this video, doing it over time. I'm like, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? That's what we do here at the Roundup. I figure out ways to pour into you, and thank you for watching. We're passing 142,000 subscribers, and it is nothing but an honor to be able to take my life and sacrifice it to help you get a better grasp on what is going on in the real estate market. Interest rates are going crazy, election, all this craziness. So I know it's a lot in your mind, and I want to help you unpack it. So did you know that if you don't actually understand what you're doing and the transactions and the way you're moving in the chess sport, the game of real estate investing, you won't get a better life over time? And what I figured out and what I learned from watching my mentor, he said the other day, money loves speed, but wealth actually loves time. So what does that mean? See, you can actually earn all the amount of money you want, and the way to do that is doing it fast. So when real estate leads come in, we have to contact that seller within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So we want to do as many transactions as possible because we want to close, and that's going to be our earned income. Now, some people say, well, I own a business that runs all that and all I do is hands off. I'm not talking about the person that has the whole complete wholesaling operation where they do nothing. I'm talking about the ordinary average investor that's out there trying to do this, trying to run this business with a small team. This stuff requires a lot of transactions. And the more transactions you do, guess what? You got more expenses. So if you operate on the earning side, you got to have speed. But if you stay here, I promise you, I have seen people year after year focus on more transactions, more transactions. What does that look like? Well, that's going to be fix and flips. Yes, I do fix and flips. Wholesaling, that's where you get the paper and sell the paper. Short-term rentals. Now, some people say, well, that's going to be passive income over time. Well, you still got to deal with people coming in and out, in and out, in and out. And they're going to tear the place up over time. So you're still actively dealing with people coming and going. It's transactions. And land flips. I know flipping land is the big thing now. But anytime you have to deal with earning money, you're going to have speed. And that's going to be your what? Your offense. So I had another mentor tell me, Kris, earning money is going to be your offense, but managing money is going to be your defense. And wealth is a part of managing money, and wealth takes time. And so I was looking on the internet trying to find a good example or a good definition of wealth. And you know what? Let me put some of those definitions up on the screen real quick. Let me go ahead and do that before I even give you mine. So let me make sure I preface this by saying the definition of wealth we're talking about in this video is for material possessions only. We're not going to get into your health being your wealth or your love and for the admiration of your wife and your family and kids and all that stuff. That's going to be another video. But today, this is just for accumulation of material goods. Okay. So A, all property that has a money value or an exchangeable value. An abundance of valuable material possessions or resources. An abundant supply of profusion. I don't even know what that is. All property that has a money value or an exchangeable value. I'm trying to teach here. I'm looking for a definition of wealth. Like the internet's not giving me anything. So I had to come up with my own definition of wealth. My definition. It is an asset that has the ability to create monthly passive income. Monthly passive income. Let's stay there for a minute. Monthly. So wealth, in my mind, wealth is going to be, boom, delivered in 30-day increments. Not something that just is going to take a lifetime to build, right? It's not just one piece. You see, from my perspective, from doing real estate from 2004, from my perspective, wealth is multifaceted and it has multiple legs. Next, it should go up in value over time, right? So let's start over. Monthly passive income. Boom, right there. It should go up in value. It means it's going to appreciate. It can be sold or passed down to the next generation. It means we're going to have some type of legacy aspect to it. And it gives you tax benefits. So let me read it straight through so you can see it. An asset that has the ability to create monthly passive income and should go up in value over time. It can be sold or passed down to the next generation. You can borrow against it and it gives you tax benefits. Okay, so let's look at our screen here. Wealth. I didn't know there was such a thing until a few years later in the game when I recognized that when I first, let me go back, when I was working with Jay Praise and we had the song with the 50 Cent song, we had all this money coming in, publishing deal with EMI, hundreds of thousands of dollars rolling in, right? Shout out to Jay Praise. Next thing I know, it seemed like it was overnight. I'm traveling, drinking, drugging, partying, all this craziness. I got $80 in my pocket, sleeping on my friend's couch. We earned that money fast with speed, right? But one thing I didn't understand was wealth. What was I building over time? You see, wealth is something that is going to take time. Monthly passive cash flow, income, how do we create it? Principal pay down. What happens with principal pay down? Say you borrow $100,000. Hopefully the tenant or you and the tenant together will help pay down that property. So in the future, all the cash flow is going to you. Appreciation, that you can depreciate it with your taxes. And examples of wealth are going to be promissory notes. And not all wealth has all of the legs that I talk about here, but hopefully it will have some. So your promissory notes, that's where you've accumulated a certain amount of money and you loan out money to other investors. See, the promissory note is going to create monthly passive income, but you won't necessarily be able to depreciate a promissory note. And you can pass it down to the next generation, and you can also sell it. And we all know promissory notes aren't going to go up in value because what does money do? The nature of capital. Inflation is going to devalue it, okay? So we have to bounce. Round up family. We must bounce between the two. What are you doing right now to create income today? And what are you doing to build wealth over time? I did not understand this concept maybe till about 2017. I'm working. I look back, I'm like, dear God, I could be in the same position that I was in 10 years ago if I don't focus on my defense. And the defense is going to be money managing, okay? Earning money, managing money. Two completely different set of skills. And I think people, our culture and our community, we are not talking about the other skill set that we need called managing money. So long-term holds is where I live. This is where I live right here with real estate. Long-term, that there's a whole bunch of other stock videos you can watch and paper assets. I'm not qualified to speak on that, but what I am qualified to speak on is long-term hold real estate. And we do it all different types of ways. We have traditional rentals, we've got Section 8 rentals, I've got land contract rentals, I've got contract for deed rentals, I've got lease option rentals, all different types of long-term holds. But the reason I'm preaching to you long-term holds work for me now is because over time, what did I do? I had to pay down the principal. And so if you're doing transactions, I wasn't able to transact my way to wealthy. I just couldn't do it. That's not to say other people won't be able to do it because I can't speak for everybody. But for me, I couldn't get enough transactions in throughout the year for me to be this wealthy dude. So I had to focus on time. So the thing that I want us to all remember, it's a saying that I have in my mind. You may not get rich overnight, but you can get rich over time. So remember the fact when you're trying to get, you're in accumulation, you're in earning mode, you're out there trying to do deals, you're doing transactions. What are you doing to build your wealth over time? And I challenge you. I don't want you to be like the people that I know. I feel horrible. Can you imagine if you seen Kris today, like I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm going out looking at houses, making people offers, I'm buying and selling real estate. I still do that. But that is not the bulk of my business. The engine that drives my business today is going to be my long-term holds. Remember, real estate investors get paid off of what we own and not necessarily off of what we do. This is what you do. This is what you own, okay? I hope I'm helping somebody out today. Give me a like. Roundup, I need you to share this information because I'm concerned. I'm concerned people think they're just going to hop in the real estate business, right? And by default, they're going to become this wealthy person that gets cash flow deposited in their bank account every month, period. It doesn't work like that. If you stay over here, you are going to always be here. And I don't like the fact that my community is not understanding this. I'm like, you cannot, no, you fix and flip. You can't just do transactions. You have to focus on both sides of the coin. So please share this information with our community, anybody, friends, family that you know, because I don't want us all to keep working, and for the future of our lives not to get better, all right? So like this content, share with other people that are trying to figure out this real estate thing, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.